Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second ever episode of the Ranting Hour. I am your host, Alex, joined, of course, by my co-host, Kale.
Hello. Welcome. How's everyone doing?
I hope you all have had a great couple of weeks since our last episode. The topic was social media last time. If you haven't seen that, you should check that one out. This time, and will probably be like many of the other times, we have a guest. Joining us today in our amazing podcast is famous YouTube actor known for Hi Luke Skywalker and his great bars and history nerd and many other Sunwalker performance. Please welcome Tyson.
Welcome, Tyson.
Woo!
Good to be here, guys. Good to be here.
Yes, and we did not have
Welcome.
any other guests planned. No more guests were planned to be on this episode.
Not one.
Not Nolan, who left. Welcome, Tyson. Welcome. I hope you had a
Good to be here.
good couple of I hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, it's a pretty good weekend, I have to say.
Let's not waste any more time, I don't want to take up all the time yapping along here. Our topic today, like I may have said already, is video games. Yes, the world of video games.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk
Should
about
we
it.
let the host? Should we let the guest start off?
Let me just start off by asking you, what is your favorite video game?
I got worried. I didn't have my questions prepared.
Just start with the basics,
What's with the host asked the first question? No, the guests.
No, we do it different here.
But, okay, well, I would have to say my favorite video game of all time, I would have to say Titanfall 2 or The Last Guardian.
Those are pretty
That
good
was two
banners
video
there.
games.
I
Shut up,
guarantee
Cal.
you haven't played either of them.
Now,
No, both very good games.
I noticed that your two video game choices, they're a little more of a not new games. Correct?
Yeah, they're a bit older, I would say.
And yeah, sure, there's been quite a bit of great newer releases, but do you agree to the fact that maybe video games nowadays are seeming a little bit more, what's the word, rushed and overpriced? Because I can't even get started on that.
Well, I would have to say rushed being not one of the qualities of games. Usually game developers, especially AAA games, spend at least a couple of years on games that are, like you said, overpriced, like $90, and they're just not that much fun.
It seems that this new world of DLC has really taken over as well. You could tell when a game has been perfectly made and made with true heart. Right, Kale, my co-host.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate was definitely good.
Agreed. Sorry, I always I don't know, I always start off the podcast talking like I'm such an interviewer, and then it slowly fades into a natural conversation.
Well, it should be a natural conversation.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. So so let's talk about stuff, guys.
Oh, just recently the beta for what was it? Skull and Bones, I think, came out.
Haven't heard of that.
Skull and
House game.
it's like a pirate-ish game. I played the beta and I wasn't a big fan of it. I think a couple of years ago, like a good couple of years ago, they released Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think Black Flag has all of Skull and Bones properties and more. Me personally, but I feel like
Way more.
Indeed.
Skull and Bones. I heard, I haven't played it, but I heard that you can't even like interact with the crew on the boat.
Cannot. I don't think. I only played the beta.
Man, that's crazy.
Damn, crazy indeed.
Alex, I heard you recently finished Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, I did finish Ghost of Tsushima. What a beautiful game. It's rare that I actually enjoy, and it's kind of a. I've told you this before. It's kind of a, um, what's the word? Heated opinion, but it's rare that I enjoy an open world game, and I did enjoy this one. I just thought it was beautiful and well made. I haven't really heard anyone really disagree with that.
I think Ghost of Tsushima is one of the games that it's definitely not a niche audience. I think there's a lot of redeeming qualities about the game. There's little qualities that I think are like a game that would make it unplayable.
Yeah,
But
I haven't got to play it yet. I haven't seen anything about it, so I couldn't tell you really anything. I've heard that it's fantastic. That's all I can.
and why haven't you got to play it yet, Kale?
Because I just haven't bought it. I haven't taken the time to play it.
Well, I recommend you do take the time to play it.
indeed, I'm in the middle of my playthrough, and it's
Isn't
far
that a-
enjoyable.
PS game?
It might be.
I think it is. Yes.
think so.
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
why I haven't played it.
Yes, I assume that was the reason why. And
I'm on X.
I know you complain about this a lot, Kale, just to us at least. I know, but what's your opinion on game companies keeping their games to themselves?
Oh man. I'm not a big fan of that at all. Let me say. Their Xbox, I think, is going in the right path. They're starting to give. They're talking about at least bringing some of their games over to PlayStation. I'm a big supporter of that because I think that that's gonna get the games more money and make every side much more money. Everyone's like, "Oh, there's a console war." I don't think there actually is.
That's very fair. That's very fair. I can
Gee.
see. I can see. It seems that is definitely the case with PlayStation. And is it too much of a stretch to say that Xbox may just be, given up?
No.
Like leaving their times behind?
I would actually argue the opposite of that. I think Xbox is going in the direction not of like a console direction, but of like a game developer production or direction. Because I might be wrong, but Xbox I think bought out Activision and now is becoming less of an Xbox console and more of like a game production center rather than producing consoles.
And I do think most should just be like that anyways.
Indeed. I think I've heard people say that now that PlayStation has no competition really except for like Nintendo, but I mean
I don't know if Nintendo's competing in a different way than the other two. I'd say it's not really.
Yeah.
Fuck Nintendo. We don't care about Nintendo.
Well, that's
Speak for
not true.
yourself.
They make games for children.
Well, I'd argue to differ that for hours there, Mr. Mystic P official.
Anyway,
you know how big the fucking Smash Bros community is? Huge.
It's huge.
Listen, Smash Bros. Blah.
I only
play Nintendo games with my family. I don't like playing Nintendo games competitively.
I'd actually argue that besides like the games like obviously like there's the Mario Kart and stuff that a lot of kids are playing, a shit ton of Nintendo players are actually like very old. Like I'd say a lot of nostalgia players or people who used to play it all the time when they were younger are still playing it. I know a lot of people like that.
And well, I would actually say that Nintendo, instead of being like a one game production thing for one single person to play, if you think of family games,
They're kind of like
play, they're the top of that. I agree.
I agree. I do play Nintendo, but I will definitely admit that most of the times I'm playing Nintendo, like majority of the time, is with a group of people in my house, just a family party game or something.
Which is also why they designed their console, their newest one at least, the Switch, with having this isn't like you can take off the controllers to give them to people to play multiplayer, which I think is a very cool.
I agree. I think the biggest mistake they tried to make, Nintendo, was trying to bring all these big AAA games over to this console. It's kind of like abandoning what they really are about, and it's clear that they can't run these games, and they shouldn't have went down that path.
Yeah, I agree.
I heard from some whispers in the woods that someone spent $150 on Mortal Kombat 1 just to not play it at all.
That that was me. Yes. $150, which is ridiculous amount of money for a game, by the way. And
especially a Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah, like if I'm spending if I ever would spend $150 for a game, which I can't believe I did, I wouldn't expect it to just be like a fighting game. I feel like it would make more sense for more of like a big game. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like
with story in that.
Yeah, like all this, like I'm not, and nothing against Mortal Kombat. I think I haven't seen the story, but it's probably really good. But like,
yeah, Mortal Kombat has a fantastic.
But
story.
you more things to do than just like fight.
Yeah. Well, there's the crypt, which is kind of like a dungeon crawler.
True, but $150 is a lot.
That's true. I played through the Mortal Kombat story. I liked it, but I don't think I would spend $100 on. It's like a thing where Mortal Kombat is. It shouldn't be that expensive. It should be like $50. I mean, I get like all of the licensing agreements with the other characters coming to it and stuff, but I feel like for $100 you should get a lot more than fighting game.
Yeah, especially when they're charging more for future DLCs too.
Yeah. Well, not when you bought the $150 gold edition.
Yeah.
Oh,
which didn't even give me all the future DLCs, by the way.
It did not. It gave you only Omni-Man?
It gives me this pack, but like normally when you would get from my experience, if I get a gold edition of a game, it would also promise, because Mortal Kombat, I know it's going to make more packs, and it would normally be like you'll get any DLC that comes out within the future. But
to be another not good of a game quality is charging for normal edition, and then there's usually some sort of other edition beside it, and then there's like the ultimate edition. There's like usually normal, gold, and then ultimate edition.
Yeah.
For just increasing amounts of money. I find that to be, I mean, maybe if it's only like cosmetics, maybe I can get it, but some games charge like you $150 for stuff that doesn't look like it would be $150.
Yeah.
Yakuza Infinite Dragon Wealth or whatever it's called, that game is apparently going to release, and it doesn't release with New Game Plus. You need to buy the deluxe edition just to get New Game Plus.
That's ridiculous.
I feel like that should be like a main thing that comes with the game.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cars nowadays, especially with Teslas, where you have to buy features for the car, the car stuff that you want, like heated seats and stuff like all that. The game's directions that it's going in, it's being like you have to purchase for what you want, which I mean, I guess I could. Well, never mind. I couldn't get behind that, but I could see why they would do that for not putting it all in one bundle that costs more money than you would want to spend, rather than giving you something that's a little amount of money in that bundle that is only a limited amount of. I don't even know what I'm saying.
But yeah, I agree. It's stupid.
Yeah, but
it's a very ridiculous scam that so many people, including for myself, fall for multiple times.
I feel like a lot of games that have replayability are older games. Because, yes, Kale?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Lately, I've been playing, like, Black Ops 2 and, the Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and all the original Xbox 360 games. And I've been having so much more fun playing those than have been playing any recent game at all.
That's very true for a lot of games. The older games seem to a lot of like I. It's really rare that if you ask someone their favorite game that they will say you know, I guess it depends their age if they would say a newer game versus an older game. I haven't really
Say against that because one of the more recent games that have been coming out or has came out, Elden Ring is one of the most
see.
popular games.
I
of all
will. I will say there's some examples of newer games that really you could tell a lot was put into it, and that pays off because a lot of people do like them, and there's nothing wrong with those. I could see
But-
that.
Elden
also
Rings is good. I agree. But
Same
at the
with-
same time, wouldn't you say Dark Souls 1 is better? Like, Elden Rings is good, but Dark Souls 1 was, like, peak.
I would argue against that. I would say that Bloodborne is my favorite game or Souls game of all time. Elden Ring is like a close second or third, competing with like Sekiro or Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 1, I feel like it would be better if it didn't have, or if it had multiple direction rolling rather than the 4 direction. But that came with the time of when the game was released and stuff like that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
wouldn't know.
fair, but yeah, man, you gotta play Dark Souls.
I do plan on doing that soon on stream.
Yeah, and I will be there.
you wanna be there?
Dark Souls
Yeah,
randomizer.
like I told you.
Dark Souls randomizer.
I'm gonna be a very subtle walkthrough in
But,
case you get too annoyed.
I've
And also there to laugh at you.
I've been playing through the new Avatar game, Frontiers of Pandora. I find that game to be not as much fun as I would have. Granted, I haven't completed the story yet, but I don't know. It just feels like a big open area for stuff to be just like spread across, because a lot of what you're going to be doing in that game and a lot of open world games is just running.
Yeah.
I unlocked the bird, which is cool and all, but that's just a way to get faster between point A and B through this massive open world scale. Don't get me wrong, I love open world games, especially like Elden Ring. Elden Ring's a huge plus in my book for open world stuff. I feel like Elden Ring did it pretty perfectly for not telling you exactly where to go, but for kind of like almost insinuating where you're supposed to go, because there's a giant castle when you first spawn in on this top of this hill, and when you go through that castle through Godric, which Alex isn't a big fan of that, then you reach this next part of Elden Ring where you go on this hill and you see this massive like magic castle in the distance. It's like, okay, well that's where I need to go next.
Yeah.
And then you see a giant tree, if I am correct, right?
The giant tree, well, yeah, the Erd tree, you can see that from everywhere, and that's kind of like that's where the end of the game is, inside of
I
that
don't know,
tree.
man.
But
I've never played Elden Ring, but I feel like if I just ran out and like ran straight towards the tree, I would be able to beat the boss, the end game boss.
fall into the ocean, but
Nah, I'll swim. I'll swim.
Oh,
All these idiots
swim.
don't know how to
I would
swim.
swim.
Come on, man.
indeed.
Indeed. Well, sorry, you saying something?
No, go on.
I was going to take us back to that. You bringing up the Avatar game. I'm assuming I'm pretty sure that's based on the movie, right? Like the Avatar movies, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Not
yes,
based
I
on,
think-
but like it's the characters from that, right?
Well, it's not the characters like the main character
But,
from
like,
Avatar,
The
but it is, you are playing as a Navi, I think they're called.
yeah, okay.
and you're kind of doing stuff around there.
All right,
I
good,
think it
because
takes place a couple years before the actual movie came out.
do you my question was, do you find that most of these big movie franchises are trying to what's the word, like, milk out a video game that I don't know if they ever really seem to be good in the end? I feel like that happens a lot.
So yeah, I would. Yeah, I could see that.
Like,
I could also say the same thing about games making movies.
yeah, it goes both ways.
Like,
Video game
have
movies are like an 8 out of 10 chance to be bad. There's like some that are actually good though.
Yeah,
have
the
you guys
Mario
heard about
movie was fantastic.
I agree with that. I agree with you, Kale.
have you guys heard about the what's it called, the Minecraft movie leaks that are supposedly coming out?
I've only heard that Jack Black was in it, and that's it.
Oh my
I think a
God.
lot of people are expecting something that it's not gonna be.
But to be fair, Minecraft story, unless they dive really deep into some like theories, I feel like the Minecraft movie is not gonna hit.
It's just
They probably go more down the Minecraft story mode route, not like the actual Minecraft game. Like, you know how they have Minecraft story mode?
Yeah.
I feel like they're going down that route.
I just all I've heard is that I think I heard somewhere that they're gonna be finding like past like things that the old Steve did back in the day, and then maybe that Steve was just gonna be this character of the past of like flashbacks and shit. I heard that
They're gonna
somewhere.
have Steve torturing villagers.
No.
Isn't it all just like rumors right now? Like,
Yeah.
nothing's
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing official yet. I was just wanted to say because I thought that was funny, but to go back to the Avatar game, the Avengers game. Now
I was
that-
going to bring that up. The terrible. I don't know what you're about to say, but I think the Avengers game was a terrible failure.
no, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I'm not gonna.
It was it was very hyped up. I saw so much stuff about that, and then it was just terrible.
Yeah, no. I didn't even bother playing it. I saw how the game looked, and I was like, that looks stupid.
I honestly
not-
think this might be a wrong opinion, but as far as I know, for most of the time, it seems that DC and Star Wars usually get their games right, and I haven't really seen much others getting it right. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion, though. I've seen, because I don't think there's much Star Wars games that are just terrible. And DC, when I say DC, I mean the whole like Batman franchise, and I haven't really seen much about the new ones, but I just don't.
I like Batman franchise, and controversial opinion. I actually like how Suicide Squad looked. I think the UI was a little bit cluttered, but I enjoyed the story, and I don't mind how it ended.
I haven't played the game, but I've seen gameplay of it, and I feel like I personally wouldn't like the gameplay of it. It looked like an over the shoulder third person shooter.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's what it's advertised as.
Mhm. But I feel like a lot of the games that have been coming out recently have I wouldn't say have been under appreciated or over whatever. I think some of the more AAA games have been more let down ish than some of the cheaper games, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I much prefer to play indie
But-
games over AAA games.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just
Like
worth
some-
more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And not every game needs a sequel.
Yeah.
A lot of
Or-
cases they're just bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
But did you guys see that a game called Lethal Company actually passed Call of Duty in sales,
ooh,
like the new Call of Duty one?
yeah. I actually
Which-
my brother told me that yesterday because
Which
he was trying
I
to get me to
think
play
that-
it.
I think that proves that games like AAAs that have been in the works for years, except for like Call of Duty. They release a new one like every fucking year. Uh, but stuff like Call of Duty, and I personally haven't seen any Battlefield games released, but I don't know if they're still even doing Battlefield games. But
2077 was the last one.
really, I remember that game like years ago. But
That
Call
game
of
came
Duty,
out
like
4 years ago.
something like that. I played it. I wasn't a big fan of it. It didn't have a story. But games like Call of Duty and I would say sports games are like just more pushed out, just nothing than anything else. Like a new game that came out, I think it's called Helldivers.
Oh, the game Nolan's playing right now.
What, he canceled just to play Helldivers? Oh my god. Uh, uh, I heard that game was actually really fun.
It is. It is very fun. Very fun. Fighting for freedom.
Indeed.
Indeed.
It looks like a game that I would like to play, but I personally like games that have demos so I could see what the game is. And then if I don't like it, I don't buy it.
That's
But
very true.
I'm a big because I was actually going to buy Skull and Bones because I thought it was going to be another like Assassin's Creed Black Flag scenario game.
Yeah.
And I really liked Assassin's Creed Black Flag for what the gameplay was. I don't remember any of the story about it. But
Have you ever watched what was it called? Oh, I love the movie. I'm having trouble thinking of it.
it's a big hero game.
Starship Troopers, I believe it was called.
I
And
have not seen that
No.
movie.
that movie is pretty much exactly what Helldivers. That movie is exactly what Helldivers.
Damn.
That's why I
I
want to
think
play
of-
it so bad.
I think of Helldivers like Edge of Tomorrow, that one COD or Tom Cruise movie, the alien.
Well, I do think that if a game is like above $70, it should always have a demo.
Yeah,
Because if you're
and well, especially on PlayStation, I think on Xbox has the Pass game. I think it's called the Game Pass, right, Kale?
Yeah, Xbox has Game Pass, and oftentimes too, there's the free to play weekends and that comes out.
Mhm.
But most of the time, yeah, all the AAA games that I play, I usually just wait until they come out on Game Pass.
You could usually tell when a game is gonna go to Game Pass from like a demo. Because if it seems like a pretty unfun game, then maybe you can have like second opinions and stuff on it. But I
In my
personally,
opinion, Game Pass is kind of like the demo.
yeah, I personally think that games being over $70, especially ones that now cost like $100 to buy, I think the games should definitely have some kind of return policy. I think there's one on
Yeah.
Steam. If you don't play a game for like or if you play a game for under 2 hours, you can return it
yeah,
and get your full money back, no questions asked.
that should definitely be a normal thing.
But PlayStation does not have that, and that's a big con for PlayStation because PlayStation companies the PlayStation company can now, because there's no retaliation with Xbox being like, okay, we're just gonna go to Xbox and if you're gonna be a greedy prick, but now with PlayStation having no competition with Xbox, at least I think, maybe they're gonna release consoles. or
I
something, but-
don't about that. I don't think Xbox, like you keep saying, Xbox is like giving up.
Well,
The
no.
thing is,
No.
I think that they're gonna focus on like making games and that, but at the same time, they're gonna make consoles. It's just I don't think we're gonna get a console as often. They're gonna focus on
think-
game
I thi-
quality over consoles, but they'll still probably be releasing consoles.
I think he just meant by that is that PlayStation doesn't need to compete to make a better game that you would rather choose to play on, since Xbox is putting its games everywhere now.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah, yeah.
It's like a thing of if like me personally, if I have a PlayStation 5, it's like when the PlayStation 6 inevitably releases, it's going to become like the PlayStation 4 where I'm not going to get rid of my PS5 for years unless they release some fucking game that is only on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Or only on PlayStation 6. They did that with PlayStation 4 to try and purge the sales of PlayStation 5s just by releasing a lot of games only on PlayStation 5 rather than on both the consoles. Maybe that has something to do with like the running the game issue, but I feel like if Nintendo Switch can release Mortal Kombat 1 on Switch, then I feel like you could make your game both PS4 and PS5 compatible, which a lot of the games are, but a lot of the games also charge like an extra $10-ish, or just make a new game all entirely that are PlayStation 5 accessible, or not PlayStation 5 accessible, but like catered to the PlayStation 5, making it like look better, the graphics are better. They did that with The Last of Us. They made a brand new remastered game. But
Yeah, I remember that.
Indeed.
Mortal
But I
Kombat
feel-
Switch. That's something I'd definitely refund.
Send an email to Nintendo, see what they would do about it.
Yeah.
But back to the console thing. I feel like that now PlayStation, with Xbox not releasing a console as often as you said, Kale, I feel like they have no reason to not dumb down sales of their games. I feel like games are just progressively going to get more and more expensive
Yeah.
as stuff goes on.
Well, that's where we come into. We're the consumers. How everyone always says the consumers are always right. Well,
But-
the game industry doesn't work like that because we let them not work like that. Eventually, we'll smarten up and be like, no, release some good shit. But there's always gonna be people buying the game,
Yeah,
even though it's known to be terrible.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the games having no competition means that prices are gonna go up, because what are the people gonna do about it? Nothing. But I would say that the community definitely has some sort of say about it. But there's always gonna be like streamers or something getting paid to market the game,
Yeah.
like mobile games.
Oh,
Uh,
mobile games.
oh god,
That's something I want to bring up sometime in this too.
Crack open the mobile games section. Let's talk about Angry Birds.
I have mobile games written in my notes.
Ooh,
Because that is just a whole other conversation.
I'd be
Wasn't
fine
let-
to move on. Do we have
Yeah,
any
let's talk
last
about mobile
things we
games.
want to talk about consoles?
Anything else, guys?
I
Nope.
don't think so.
Well, don't even get me started on mobile games, bro. Literally, some of the worst things ever created for mostly 5-year-olds nowadays. Because it's ridiculous.
Indeed.
Yeah, they're all the same game, but like at the same time they all look just a slight bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on my phone for a second, and I'm gonna go to the App Store and let's see what games are there.
Because
Yeah, we got Pokemon Go, Marvel Snap.
Marvel
Let's
Snap.
go, Marvel Snap. Rise of Kingdoms, Clash of Clans, Genshin Impact, Monopoly Go. Kale loves that game.
I think
Uh,
mobile games, well, They're free, right? No.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. Because you think they are. It says free right there in the front of the game. But when you fucking get it, there you have to watch thousands of ads, buy many in-game purchases to do anything nowadays.
Oh, if you wanna get rid of these ads, all you have to do is pay $4 to us.
And now it's became $4 a week now. They decided they wanted to do weekly subscriptions out of nowhere for mobile games. Who like
subscription? You started.
Pay $4 for a week of adless service, and then go and buy another $15 worth of in-game currency to buy one upgrade.
It's like saying games that have like subscription services. It's saying, okay, you can pay this one-time purchase now, which is like $15, or you can pay this $3 subscription fee a week, and that will be that. And most kids, there's a $3 purchase. Let me just get that, and that'll be done.
It's ridiculous. And the worst part is, most older games now are moving into these corrupt ways too. Like, you can check anything like Angry Birds or Plants vs. Zombies, and nowadays they're just filled with ads and in-game purchases.
My Singing Monster's still holding strong.
That's like one of the only ones that's still holding strong.
I always found, mobile games have to make their purchase somehow, especially if they're free. But I think mobile games are moving in a direction that is just plain stupid.
And
not for the company, but I find
they can make 5 games in like a week, and each game is filled with hundreds of purchases.
Yeah.
The little alien guy needs your help.
My God. I just don't think mobile games are anywhere near as good as they used to be back then. Like, I was fine spending $3 for Plants vs. Zombies Mobile when I was a kid, because it was like a perfect game for that. There was no ads, nothing. So
I miss the old Lego games on like mobile, like old mobile Lego games, like Lego Islands. Miss those games.
I always respect games more when they don't have, especially games that have like no purchases. That game has already a big bucket of respect for me at least. Maybe if it's like cosmetics and stuff like that, I could get it. But like games like Destiny, where you purchase DLCs to get better weapons to then go in online games, especially online games. Online games are the worst for stuff that, especially like PvP games, are the worst for stuff that costs money to get.
Yeah,
it's like pay to win, pretty much.
It's like any games that have loot crates that you need to pay for that are needed to progress in the game too.
Overwatch, they have such a good like loot box system, in my opinion, and then they switched to something completely different in Overwatch 2, and it's like, that was what?
I completely agree. I think Overwatch 2's switch from loot boxes to store, I find that very silly. Very silly.
My God, I haven't even played Overwatch 2 yet.
To blame you.
It's just Overwatch 1, but with more purchases.
Overwatch 1.25.
Yeah.
Not even 0.25. They added one new character and called it a new game.
My God.
They added 3, I think, didn't they? The 3 star.
The first only one on release. The next one's later.
In my opinion, I still don't think 3 characters is enough for a brand new game.
Yeah.
No, Alex. You want to know what happened? They released the first one on release, and then had seasons where you could like prepay to play the character before everyone else.
God.
That's what they did. And then the character would fully release, and then a little bit later they'd release a new character that you could pay money to play before everyone else.
Yeah, you could pay money, or you could play through the battle pass.
And battle passes.
Well, the battle pass costs money too.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you gotta
no,
pay for the battle pass.
you
That's
don't
what I
have to.
mean.
You didn't have to pay for the character. I think it's like you could pay for the character at level 1 to get the battle pass, or you could pay the battle pass and get the character at level 1, or you can continue to play the free battle pass and get it at like level 50 or something.
No, you just it's it was just you didn't. It was never. You only got it first tier when you paid for it. I used to play Overwatch all the time.
I did too. Well, not all the
Indeed.
time, but I played it a lot.
Hanzo main here.
Hanzo main. Ugh.
I'm a goat. What can I say?
I
What
actually
can I
don't
say?
even remember who I mained. Oh yeah, I think I was McCree.
McCree.
Well, let's just
What
say
a
I tried
nerd.
to main McCree. That's a better way to phrase it.
They ruined McCree in Overwatch.
I'm sorry, guys. Cassidy. Is that his name now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cassidy.
My bad.
They ruined him in Overwatch too. He sucks.
They gave
now.
him a magnet grenade.
Oh my god. All of this reminds me of when Star Wars Battlefront 2 released with loot crates to get everything until everyone protested enough that they removed them. Because you needed to pay so much money to get a loot crate just to get Darth Vader. And it was ridiculous.
I saw on Battlefront 2 that the fucking loot crates, there was always like nothing in them.
Yeah, because everyone protested, and now the loot crates are just kind of there.
I don't think do they even do anything?
Not really, no.
Give you like they give
You
you
get
like
like
XP
skins.
boost.
Yeah,
But even with it, there's like borderline no skins.
Yeah.
There's like
it's because
There's some
3 skins.
cool skins.
there
I
is
will
some
argue
cool
that.
skins, sure. But you got to admit, I know it is a fact that Battlefront 2 was very rushed in a lot of ways by I think it was EA. Did EA own it?
Yeah.
And then, of course, it got canceled in the end to make new games instead. I think if it was anyone but EA, no offense, running that, it would have been a lot better.
Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, at least on Xbox, seems to be very dead.
It is.
No one,
Yeah, it's
You
different.
you can find nothing nowadays except
I
for
can-
like heroes versus villains and the main one.
I can play like one match of Supremacy, and granted that'll take all fucking night.
Yeah.
But I think that Battlefront 2 isn't totally dead. It's like finding a Black Ops 2 lobby.
Yeah, and it's just most of like 80% of the game modes are just no one's playing.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. Like Black Ops 2, dude. Like I played, like I mentioned earlier, I've been playing Black Ops 2 lately, and like it takes me not even 5 minutes to get a full lobby for Black Ops 2. Like a lot of people still play Black Ops 2.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know, a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Call of Duty I've played. Well,
Like Black
besides
Ops 2,
Ghosts.
I will be honest with you, just
Ghosts on-
the other day,
yeah.
like 2 days ago, I bought the season pass for Black Ops 2 because I still was missing a couple maps. So isn't it crazy to think the games that came out almost how long ago is still making money?
I think I might be wrong. I don't play Call of Duty much, but it definitely did fall off.
Call of Duty, yeah, nowadays sucks, but like BO2 and BO3 was peak.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't even play it much, but I still agree with that. Kale, what's your favorite game?
My favorite game, can you hear me?
Yes.
My favorite game is Halo 3 ODST. Forever and always will be my favorite game.
And I have a question for that. Do you think that nostalgia is a big key in a lot of people's favorite games? Because I think it is.
Oh, certainly. But it also plays into like a good game.
Yeah.
Like,
But don't get me wrong. I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think nostalgia is a good reason why you could like a game, and I don't think it.
yeah, if it's a good game, you're gonna have
Yeah.
nostalgia for it.
Exactly.
Like Crash Bandicoot, Monster Mayhem, or something like that. That game, I played that when I was like fucking 5, maybe. No, 6. And that game still to this day I'm trying to get my hands on.
Well, I wish you luck with that, Kale.
Do you guys
Yeah, I
think
want to play it.
that
Such a good game.
nostalgia sometimes plagues people's minds?
I do agree with that. A lot of times, sometimes it does plague the mind, though, in opinions.
It's just it like wavers their opinions of. It's just like, oh, I played this game when I was a kid. When I was a kid, and I thought it was amazing. So no other game could top this ever.
Let me say this now. If you're, I don't mind if you're using nostalgia as the reason why you like a game, because I do too. But if you're going out there yelling at other people or complaining or telling people their game sucks and their game was better because I used to play it as a kid, that's stupid.
In my opinion, what makes it a good game is if it has replayability. And I have played the absolute shit out of most of the earlier Halo games to like death. Compared to like newer Call of Duty games, like the Cold War story, Call of Duty Cold War. I played through it once and was like, okay, that's all I need. It was
I never
okay.
I never got through like the 3rd mission. I gave up immediately. But Kill, back to when you said at the very start of this episode, saying that Dark Souls 1 was the best Souls game. Do you think that has some sort of like a nostalgic plague to it? Maybe just a smidgen?
I never played Dark Souls until just last year.
Mm-hmm.
So like no, not at all. Like I've played Dark Souls 1 and 3. I haven't really played Elden Ring, but I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on it. Dark Souls 2, I haven't touched because everyone agrees that Dark Souls 2 is shit. But like, I just recently played the game, and I can definitely say Dark Souls 1, my favorite.
Well, I can't wait to play Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, man.
You should play Sekiro.
There's no promises I will finish Dark Souls 1.
Alex is going to get stuck on the asylum demon and never get past that point.
I want you to, that's why I want to be there, so I can be a subtle guide to kind of help you, but
Kill, you're going to be a dick. You're just going to be a huge dick.
No, I'll help him, but I'll also make fun of him, because I got to make good content.
Can I, sorry, this is a little off topic, but I just need a moment of this podcast to talk about a game I fucking hate, and I think at this point it's just becoming a rushed out, make another part to make more money type of game.
Speak your mind, child.
Fucking, I hate Poppy Playtime. I'm sorry. I hate it.
Poppy Playtime's good.
Yeah, okay. I think it's just overused at this point. They're just doing the same thing over and over again. I've seen.
They have a story.
I've seen all the chapters. I've played chapter 1 and I've seen fucking Markiplier play the other 2. Well, and then fucking Jack played the 3rd.
One, motherfucker.
No, and then I saw Jacksepticeye play the other one.
Alex got stuck on Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 for like 3
I will say I fucking suck at Poppy Playtime.
Stupid.
And I suck at most horror puzzle games. But I do think that Poppy Playtime, I'm not into it at all. Okay? I can't stand it.
It's like
Monkey's brain doesn't work.
And it's not even just me not being able to play it, because I haven't played 2 or 3. And
I feel like it's not the puzzles that get it. I get what you're saying of like the whole entire atmosphere of like alive things. I feel like that broad thing is like really hyped up for little reason in most gaming community. Like Five Nights at Freddy's. Don't get me wrong. Five Nights at Freddy's, the lore behind it's great. The gameplay,
I just think there's many games out there, a lot of horror games especially, where it's really relying on just the lore, unknown lore that you have to figure out more of just how good the gameplay is. And those type of games just make me mad.
That's fair.
Like it's like you're gonna hate Dark Souls.
No, I'm just playing Dark Souls so I can rage.
Every single item description every single item description of like this. Okay, you got to go behind this chest, roll into this invisible wall just to get this one map that shows you need to go down left, down these stairs, and then roll into this guy's asshole to find this secret moon sword.
Yeah, can I be honest with you, Alec? You may be thinking the hardest enemy in Dark Souls is probably going to be like a dragon and that. No, man. It's going to be a rat.
The rats.
It's going to be a rat. Just wait.
The rat.
Just wait. Just wait.
Don't
the
go
rat
near the
will...
fucking rats.
Oh god.
Stay away from the sewers.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I
That's
could-
fair.
See where you're coming from.
And Kale's right. A big part of this, not a big part, but a lot of this hate is also because I fucking suck at Poppy Playtime. But that does bring me to another point of people who say games suck just because they can't beat it is annoying.
Because they're bad at it.
Yeah. I think
You don't
I think a lot of that went around for Elden Ring as well.
A lot of that went around Elden Ring, and it's like, and especially like every single time a new Dark Soul, like a Souls game comes out, I think I'm hot shit and I got humbled every single time.
Yeah.
Like when fucking Sekiro came out, bro, I couldn't beat the bull. The flaming bull, it made me quit the game for like a solid year.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm a pretty natural gamer, you know? Like, I played my first time playing Dark Souls, and then, you know, I made it to, like, the two-handed, like, club goat guy pretty quick, like an hour.
Two-handed club
Remember
goat
he's-
guy.
Is he called the are you talking like the one with the dogs in the arena, the Taurus demon?
Yeah, the dogs is what fucked me up every time, because they just,
I hate that guy.
they jump on me, and then he'd, like, slam attack me.
Damn.
Poor Kale.
Yeah,
Alex,
no,
you're gonna
I
be
didn't have
fighting
fun
the
with
Oh,
goat
God.
two machete guy later.
I feel like Dark Souls will take me 50,000 hours to beat.
Alex, you should play Dark Souls 2 first.
No, Alex, trust me, don't play Dark Souls.
So-
Dark
So
Souls
you can
2,
start
do
off
it.
at the absolute
Stop.
lowest. And then
I was
go up.
I was told by Kale actually to just skip Dark Souls 2.
That's that's a good gameplay. That's a good game plan.
Oh my god.
I don't know anything
Dark
about Dark Souls 2. I
is
can't.
like
I mean, I'm sure if I
seen by
searched it up
everyone as
enough.
a terrible game.
Yeah, I'm sure if I searched up Dark Souls 2 like fucking playthrough, I could find some guy who suffered through Dark Souls 2, but I just don't care.
We are nearing the end, but not quite. But we're getting nearing the end of the podcast.
As long as our recording been going.
We're at 54 minutes. But like
Jesus Christ.
minus all the cutouts, we're probably at like 52 minutes. But
I did not think we were babbling for that long.
but before is there any other big topics you guys want to bring up?
Halo.
I hear
Halo gets
Kale
so
talking, but
much
he's not. Oh,
fucking shit.
can we restart
not
the
hear me?
sentence, Kale? Sorry, I didn't hear anything from me.
Halo.
closer to your
I
phone.
hear so much shit about Halo and how the Halo stuff. Even the newer Halo games are good. They may not be fantastic, but the newer Halo games are alright. And then the older Halo games are gold. Pure gold. I play through all of the Halo games on a, like, not a daily, but on a weekly.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh yeah, I mean, you guys have
Kale,
have shit
I
on
hate
Halo
to
in
I
the
hate
past.
to I hate to be that guy, but I've never played Halo or seen anyone play Halo, so I
I know,
don't have
that's
any
what
opinion on
pisses me
this.
off. People
No, I'm
who
just saying
never played
I don't
it are
have any
like,
opinion.
I don't like Halo.
I only played Halo on
And
other
yet they
people's
never
consoles.
play it.
I'm not shit talking Halo. I'm just saying I have nothing to say to this. I
You
can't.
have in the past, motherfucker.
Have
Yeah.
I?
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
be honest, I don't think he has.
I don't think I've shit talked
Tyson-
Halo.
Tyson, he shit talked it, and then I gave him shit, and now he's coming over to my house
I
sometime
don't-
to play it.
I don't shit talk Halo. I have nothing to say about Halo.
You did. Believe
I don't
me,
think I did.
everyone in the audience, he did it. He's
Shut
just
the
trying to
fuck up,
act
Frank.
all nice. He's coming over to play Halo because I humbled his ass, and I'm showing him why it's perfect.
This guy stinks.
That's great, Kale. I'm glad you got that Halo rant off your chest.
No, I'm just it annoys me that people have never played it, and like you guys, yeah, not that you guys. I'm not talking about. You've done it once, and then I gave you shit. And you've never
think
done
Alex
it
has
again.
done
'Cause
it
you're
any
scared
time.
of me.
Whatever.
I
Because
might
I'm
have
the
made
best.
it some
But it's the
some
people.
backhanded compliment at Halo, like saying that I don't know. I've never played it. I don't have anything to fucking say about it.
Yeah.
Kale. I don't know what to say.
Then play it. We're gonna play Halo. Both of you guys are gonna play Halo.
Okay.
I'm never
Okay.
gonna play Halo just to spite Kale.
Well, is that all you have to say about Halo, Kale?
Yeah. I'm just
And,
gonna wait.
okay. I will say now I'm not bringing up Nintendo much because I do actually have a guest in the future planned for that's their own episode with that. I guess I'll just end off by saying my favorite game, which is see, I don't know. I should have had one prepared.
Don't be.
I have
Oh,
two.
man, just pick a game.
I have two that are tied, okay?
Then just say it. Say
That-
it.
They're definitely Spider-Man's. Spider-Man 1 on
Oh,
PlayStation.
boo.
And probably
Basic Spider-Man whore.
anyways. Probably also Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom as my other option because I fucking love
Agree.
Zelda.
I did like the Spider-Man
Zelda
games.
Spider-Man's I think the Spider-Man story was amazing. It literally made me cry. It literally made me cry. But Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom might be slightly above. The fuck is
Kale,
he?
weren't you just gargling on the nutsack of Halo for
Yeah,
like
2 seconds ago.
Well, hey, we don't talk about that. Don't you
bring out
bad
my
about me.
flaws.
Guys, we all know who's scared of who here. We all know who's scared of who here. We all know that I am
Are you trying?
superior. I'm
Yeah,
dictator
Kale. You're right. I forgot you were the alpha male here, Kale. I'm sorry.
You guys were right. Yeah, bow down to me.
You're right.
And I'll
I
spare you
never
and
mind,
take
guys.
you
I
away.
fucking hate Zelda and Spider-Man. I love Halo, and
No, they're good games. They're good games.
I
Just stop dick riding
what the
them,
f-
man.
I-
not dick right. I was just saying my favorite games, man. I didn't even say anything
Pick
else.
some older games, man. Pick some gems.
Do you want me
Kale,
to say okay?
Not everyone's fucking game has to be like from the Roman times.
On that note, we are probably nearing the end. We are nearing the end here. Thank you, Tyson, for coming on today's episode. You have
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
gave us a lot of insightful information. I'm sorry, I don't really remember. I'm sorry if I didn't say much. I might have,
I'm just the
but
best.
I don't really. Video games aren't my strongest topic, so I don't know if I said much opinions today. But that's why we have
Love
Kale.
you, Tyson. Thank you for coming.
No problem. Happy to be
Thank
here.
you for coming. Yeah.
Thank you, the viewer, for watching us ramble
Yeah.
and yap upon.
Yes.
Exactly.
an
This
hour.
was-
Like and subscribe.
And-
leave a comment. Tell us what you
What is
think.
your favorite game? Mr. Geist is coming.
Thank you for watching. I am Alex, one of the hosts,
My name is Cal. Thank you, Tyson.
and you guys.
And I'm a guest.
And you guys, thank you for watching the
The
rant. It's so much harder when we're in
ranting
different
hour.
rooms. It's so much
It
harder
is
when we're all in different rooms. That's it. Bye.